Let's Jam, improving girls' engagement and higher order thinking skills in Year 12 geography lessons using Google Jamboard.
Hello, my name is Lucy Scovell and I'm Head of Humanities here at Portsmouth High School. Thank you for taking the time to listen about my GARC 23 research project.
Perfect.
Portsmouth High School is an independent school for girls aged 3 to 18. We are situated in the historic city of Portsmouth on the south coast of England, the home of the Royal Navy. Founded in 1882, the school has a long history of educating girls in Portsmouth and is built on a tradition of academic success and well-being. We believe that girls learn best when they feel safe, secure and happy, where they know professional help, advice and guidance is at hand every day. We have over 500 pupils in the school and are part of the Girls' Day School Trust, a larger family of 25 schools located within England and Wales. The GDST's mission statement is where girls learn without limits. Girls at Portsmouth High School embrace and enjoy their learning. They study a variety of academic subjects and take part in a broad range of extracurricular activities. We encourage girls to develop their determination and confidence, as well as their creative thinking. They work both collaboratively and independently, promoting the use of analysis and evaluation, vital inside and outside the classroom. Our girls are encouraged to be reflective and have a strong sense of empathy, giving them an awareness of the bigger picture, important as they venture into the world beyond school.
The focus of my research was the use of interactive whiteboard software, in this case Google Jamboard, in the classroom. I had used Google Jamboard using the COVID lockdown as it enabled me to have more interactivity with the students whilst we were on guided home learning. I was interested to see how the use of Jamboard translated to the face-to-face environment. My project involved Year 12 geography students aged between 16 and 17 and took place over 10 weeks of the autumn term 2022. My action research followed a mixed method approach. During lessons, I observed students and also took field notes. A colleague also came in to observe one of the lessons, and feedback was invaluable. I also video recorded one of the sessions so I could analyse students' activity more reflectively. I conducted pre-research and exit surveys with the students using a range of question techniques to get their view on Jamboard before and after the research process. This also involved using a Likert scale. Finally, I conducted structured interviews on a one-to-one basis with the students. I focused my research on around 5 different Jamboard related tasks, which were designed in one of 3 ways. Number 1, no prior taught material was required. Students brought their own ideas from their own knowledge to the task. 2, development of the understanding and evaluation of previously covered content in class. And 3, building exam confidence by revising key concepts. Jamboard has many functions, but my task centred on the use of post-it notes. Students can create a post-it note, write their ideas on it, colour code it and move it around the board. I can then also download a PDF of their final work so they have a hard copy to add to their notes. Jamboard 1 focused on factors affecting mortality and fertility rates. Students record their own knowledge from their GCSE course taken the year before and added their points to a post-it note. They then colour-coded it according to whether it could be classed as an economic, social, environmental or political factor and moved it around the board accordingly. This enabled them to gain confidence about the material and start to think about grouping their points, important for developing extended written responses. Jamboard 2 focused on models of population and resource relationships. Students had studied different models, but had to think about to what degree the model offered a positive or negative view. Students made points and placed them towards the different viewpoints, or indeed whether it was somewhere in between. We could then use their results as a basis for discussion. Jamboard 3 used a visual stimulus of a map to test students' understanding of the direction of selected international migration streams. They've been given a week to conduct in-depth research into one migration stream. Different questions were posed on the Jamboard, and students selected their information that they researched that was relevant to the question. We were then able to build up responses for the 4 case studies that they'd looked at, colour-coded for ease of comparison, which then could be applied to examination questions. Jamboard 4 was pre-populated by me with different impacts of China's one-child policy. The students then manipulated the post-it notes along a positive to negative scale. The results helped the students to structure an extended answer on the topic. The 5th Jamboard used population pyramids to help students revise for an exam-style question. I added the diagrams to the slide, and then students annotated key features by adding post-it notes with explanations in the appropriate places. My key findings from my research can be summarised into 4 areas. Firstly, students engaged with complex content readily and with confidence. The visual elements plus the ability to colour code help students to remember content more easily in a structured format. Secondly, students developed evaluation skills which were critical to apply to examination style questions. Students were able to move their ideas along a scale, thus ensuring they made a judgment and then could develop an argument to back this up. Thirdly, students collaborated effectively with their peers. They could see theirs and others' contributions and develop their ideas in real time, adding to debate and discussion. Fourthly, the use of Jamboard facilitated dynamic learning in the classroom. I could see students' ideas in real time and could comment instantly on their work, including praise and also in correcting errors. I could also develop their ideas with extension questions. Here are some of the views from some of the group.
How did you find Jamboard helped you with learning the content for your geography exam?
Jamboard helped me learn content because of how accessible it was. So you would send us the link on email whenever we'd access Jamboard, and we'd be able to look back at it during revision or after the lesson if you had any questions. I also found very useful to help learn content was the colours, how being different colour coded. It's much easier to learn than black and white. I found that really important, and what we used it for was case studies. And doing it in colour, case studies was so crucial to learning because it separates it instead of being larger paragraphs into smaller post-it notes.
Jamboard also helped us to bring in images and visual aids into our learning, for example, population pyramids.
Population pyramids are a really important part of our geography course. How did you use Jamboard to help you consolidate your learning there?
So we were able to annotate the images really clearly with the pen feature. We could show the different demographic on the pyramid.
How did Jamboard help you to facilitate collaborating with other members of your class?
Jamboard was really helpful with collaboration tasks because we were able to use the different colours to show ownership of different people's work. So you could say, oh, all the yellow stuff was my work, and then the teacher would be able to know that you did that all independently, and it was a good way. It was also a good way to be held accountable by other people because you would be able to see how much work someone else had done, and that would encourage you to maybe go a bit further or use some more points if they had used some similar ones. In another aspect, it was also helpful to help each other with the work, not just doing your own work but with others, because if you saw someone had made a point and you wanted to elaborate, then you were able to just add another post-it note or another text box, and it was a really good way to add to someone else's work and have a document that had everyone's different points that maybe you hadn't thought of. How did Jamboard encourage dynamic learning in the classroom?
Well, it was really good because I was able to see your work in real time. So you were able to bring your ideas and put them on the Jamboard, and then the Jamboard would be created in real time, and I could see what you understood, what you didn't understand. So therefore I could help clarify any particular errors, or we could then take a point further if we needed to.
There was also a real buzz in the room, and it was really lovely to actually hear you interacting with each other and actually sort of talking about some of the geographical issues that we were looking at, but with one eye on the examination question.
Thank you for your interest in my GARC 23 research project.